Hey everybody, Joseph here, and today is almost my favorite day of the month. Well, my favorite day is actually the 5th, because the 5th is when all the statements come in from our different operators, and we get to take a look at performance, the metrics, and see if we're actually making the mark on our Turo business and on the private rentals that I no longer operate myself. When I was doing the business, we'd have the metrics by the day that may be a little often to actually check and see how you're doing. Might get a little too alarmed based on factors that are beyond your control. So we do think once a month is a good time to do it. And I just want to share today with you guys what I do and what it means. Not the whole process, really just the key metrics are of importance here. So metric number one that's always important is utilization, because if things aren't getting out there, you can't make money. Now, on the flip side with that, if your utilization is too high, or rather if your prices are too low, you're going to come up with the same amount of money, but you're going to be putting a lot more wear and tear on your cars. So, a high utilization is not necessarily a green light. In the luxury business, I check and make sure, usually 30% is kind of a low end. 50 to 60%, even 70% is good to excellent utilization, provided you're not getting a terrible quality renter and they're not destroying the car. The other critical metric, especially when you're looking at a lease, is earnings per mile. Even if your utilization is good, if you're getting few dollars per mile that is traveled, you're actually putting more wear and tear on your car. Depreciation on the car, unnecessary maintenance items, and repair expenses potentially if you're out of warranty, you're going to come out behind. So every car is different on what might be a good earning per mile. We have some old luxury cars that are earning over $1 a mile. That's pretty good. We have some new luxury cars that are earning $1 to $1.50 per mile. The nice thing is if you've got a lease, you know exactly what your cost is per mile, and provided you don't exceed that lease amount, and you can actually figure out what you're earning on average per mile that you sell, which is useful information because you can use it to kind of set your utilization to potentially meet your goals or stretch for certain utilization. So I will get into all this live in the sheets, those being the spreadsheets, and you can see, what's going on and, how we're doing and how we measure up and how we check and make sure our operators are doing their job, because that's, the key function of running this business at this point, which is largely an intermediary, is to make sure that the people who are on the ground pushing the cars are getting the most money out of your car. So we'll have some suggestions for that too. This has been the daily Turo and rental car update with Joseph. You stay classy.